one of the things, and we're going to talk a lot about this, it's the never-ending world of marketing. That everywhere you can possibly get your information out, you have to. Press releases are not that difficult. Don't be afraid of them. Go online, press release 101's there, copy other people's format. They're not that difficult to do. The more creative you are, the more likely a TV or a news station is going to follow your story. So if you come up with something fun, the radio stations in our area are like, man, we love this stuff you put out because it's so interesting, it's so much fun. They love for us to come out and talk about it. Always include great pictures. It's what directs people's attention. If you don't have the media option in your area, go approach sort of neighborhood associations, Rotary Club, anyone that puts out any type of document. Some of the school programs will let you do it and put different articles in, whether you need foster parents or whatever. Now we have, the social media, blogs, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is great. Our news stations follow us on Twitter and they call us up and say, hey, I heard you tweeted this about this story. Can we come down and do the story? So it's amazing. A Domino's Pizza, contact them if they're in your area. They'll put flyers. If you just do flyers, they'll put them on the box and they'll deliver them when they do the pizzas. We get 2,000 pizzas a week are delivered in our area, so we provide the flyers and they just distribute them around town. So I'm going to do a couple examples of some of our marketing. This is a foster postcard that we have, and we always have it. It gets that's what you want to get people's attention. The back is, we provide the pets, you provide the love, are you smitten with kittens? And we put these all over as many places as we can, and we did a stack of them years ago, and they're still living, and they still get people's attention. These are just basic flyers, but the Barn Cat flyers, the interesting thing is we went to Tractor Supply and asked them if they would put our Barn Cat flyers in all of their bags. And they said yes, and then we just put them around all the different farm areas, and that was how we got some of our feral cats adopted as barn cats. Permanent Pantops, quick story, no excuses, just solutions. One of our board members wanted additional space, so she went and talked to all the realtors around town. They all said, no, this was open, vacant space. No, you can't use it, you can't use it. And she went in and she said, she walked into this guy's office. He goes, looks at her and he says, didn't I just talk to you? And she goes, yes, you did. You just spoke to me on the phone. But you told me, no, I couldn't have the space, and I wanted to see if I came in here and cried if you would still say no. He gave her the space, free space for like a year and a half, 2 years. We're now renting space. It's in a retail center. It's an off-site adoption satellite. For 2 years, it was all volunteer run. We now have one staff member there, and we do great adoptions there. And now that we're paying rent, we also have a donor that paid for the rent and actually did all the renovations and paid for all the cages. These are just some examples of adoption events. They don't take, a face painter, she donated her time, have a face painter, kids will come. And then we just had used different decorations and things like that. That was a Hawaiian adopt-a-thon, obviously Halloween down here. We have our staff dress up a lot. It's a cheap way to get festive, create a festive environment. It was a hidden treasure adopt-a-thon, find your hidden treasure at the SPCA, and then we did these little scavenger hunt things for kids. That's the cat's pajama party. We did a couple kitten showers and they were losing their pizzazz, and so we did a cat's pajama party. We try to think of what you would do at pajama parties. I don't know. We had one of the hairdressers come in and do kids' cuts for free. This was a recent one, the Mad Catter Tea Party. If you went and brought in your Alice in Wonderland ticket stub, you got a free adoption. We also had the pin the grin on the Cheshire Cat. Again, staff dressed up, and I have no shame when it comes to adoptions. That would be me dressed up as the Mad Hatter. I will do anything to increase adoptions and raise money. Just some adoption specials, we'll go through them. Back to school special, own your own heavyweight champion. We did all the fat cat adoption specials, and that was a new one. Winter Olympics, we did it online where people would get the how many Olympics, and this is what your discount is based on how many medals the USA won. One of the things that we have a huge problem in our area is we have a lot of hounds. So in January, we celebrated Elvis's birthday with the Hound Dog special. That still wasn't enough. So we put posters all over the SPCA, and we talked about how, the hound dogs at our SPCA really prefer to be on the couch. This is from previous adopters. That still wasn't enough. So we issued a press release, which was picked up, that we talked about how our hunting dogs are not really hunting dogs, they're hunting dog dropouts, and they're just hunting for a spot on the couch, and please come adopt them as pets. And you know what, we have to keep still doing this with hounds because we still have a lot of hounds, but that's a matter of, again, never giving up. Not just saying, oh, well, we have a lot of hounds, so we're not going to do it. No, it just means you need to go the extra mile and keep going. This is just we use our blog, and this just was telling a story about a foster family that took care of this abused pit bull. She was beaten, and we had surgery on her leg, and they fostered her. Some of our adopters use our blogs and tell about their wonderful stories. We're big with Facebook. We think Facebook is a great networking tool. We don't necessarily find it good as far as promoting adoptions, but necessarily building community support. And sometimes we'll put flyers out there and people will take them and distribute them out around town, and they will just download them off of Facebook. We always give people adoption events, and one of the things that's really been interesting about Facebook is we actually have more fans than the local TV news stations and radio stations. And we have a lot of local businesses coming to us to want to do things, so we'll post on our Facebook and link to their page so they can increase their fans. We had one groomer that said he'll groom 3 dogs a week for us, well, actually 3 animals, so we send dogs and cats, and then we just put them up on Facebook, and then we link to his site and stuff. So we actually have people coming to us because of it. We have a thrift store. We also use it for our rummage store, and you can't see this picture there, but it's 2 dogs at the counter. And we said after an extensive search, meet our newest cashiers hired at the SPCA rummage store. If you have more difficult to adopt animals, this is, oldies but goodies, senior pets still rock between naps. Still have a lot of senior hounds, and we had one of our local, the weekly papers that you have, a lot of college students use them, but just are all around town for free. One of our volunteers works there, and she created these ads, and anytime there's space, she puts these wanted ads, and they're our top 10 most, or top 5 cats and top 5 dogs that we run, and she runs them all the time. She also runs free ads for volunteers and fosters for us.